Creating an account on Zoom, enlarging the Office 365 contract, purchasing monitors and shipping them to your employees. You will have all done some or maybe even all of these things in spring 2020 and onwards. With an unexpected interruption such as the COVID-19 pandemic, our offices were all of a sudden emptied and the busy buzz in the halls turned into vibrating phones and the pling from oh so many apps when everyone dialed in from home. From one moment to the other, we were working remotely in my little media company. We still are. But does that make us a remote company? I believe not. It is a long way from the ad hoc arrangements to a sustainable remote work environment, an environment that enables remote working on the long run. While I'm paving the way, I caught myself thinking, do we even want to progress down that path? Do we want to be an entirely remote company? But even if my personal answer is no, many of our valued employees have come to appreciate the freedom that working remotely gives them. So we have to find a way to at least make a hybrid model work for us. But how? I have followed all input from all experts about communication, tools, personalities, and so on. But how do I keep what I have built up? What do I need to provide mentally and physically for my employees? I'm not telling you a secret here when I say that not only in my company, but in many businesses, employees want to continue working remotely at least some of the time of the week, even without outside circumstances forcing them to do so. To do so, they must not rely on their personal, cheap internet connection that may cause rough video meetings with clients, making us look bad to them in the end. They also cannot be asked to provide their own office facilities, infrastructure, heat, power, even water and coffee. This requires a new normal. I find this to be one of the trending terms lately. Everything is the new normal with all the technology, distances and personal freedoms now. But what does it mean for my company now, in 3 years, and in 5 years? We will certainly not go back to what we had in our offices before this pandemic, but we will still often act as if we did. Laurel Ferrar in Forbes called it working with that emergency bandit plan. But we need more. We need to provide a healthy work environment for all employees to heal and strive. To do so, we need to ensure collaboration and teamwork, while also allowing for the first time deep work, whilst at the same time feeling connected to the company and its overall goals. It sounds like a hard call, and that's because it is. But it is all worth it. The only request I have is that once you decide to go down that path, give it your all. One of the biggest issues I as a manager had when considering a remote business in the long run was productivity. Don't get me wrong, most of my employees have been with me for a long time and I trust them. They have always delivered their work and I would normally not have a reason to question this. However, during the forced remote work, I could feel a sense of disconnection from the buzz in the office, from the drive that used to be almost visible on our premises. I was wondering if without this daily hustle, everyone could be kept motivated forever. They can. But the motivation cannot be given from the outside, hence me, but must come from within. And I had to learn how to manage, or better, how to lead it. When the employees are not in your sight in the office, you cannot watch and supervise them. Rather, you have to give them the structure and guideline to work on their own and hold them accountable by measurable results, and to trust them in the meantime. Creating a policy for this is the first step. The easy one, in fact. Take your time, sit down and write out what you expect from your employees. Where can they work? How can they work? How will results be measured? When do they need to be reachable? Which mediums can they use? And is there time when they should unplug? The questions are many and evolve around infrastructure, protocols, and employee experience. And it is up to you to find your own structure for your needs. The same is true for the digital infrastructure. Your employees will most likely need more than the initial toolbox you provided them in the beginning. Now, you need to optimize it and adapt it to the needs for your company and probably also the individual employee. Neither of them have to be as big as Dropbox's Virtual First Toolkit. They rather have to fit your company and your needs, which, as is the case with my company, do not have to be a remote first approach like Dropbox. Once you have done this, you need to implement it. And here comes the hard part. What we are drawing up here is nothing short of a cultural change. You need to change the mindset within the company, and to make their sustainable, you need to constantly train staff on all levels. It is not enough to give it a hard push in the beginning. You need to constantly keep it in swing. So, are you willing to put your company on the shaky swing and guide it on how to fly?